I cautiously wish you a happy new year, Andrew. Cautiously, because last year was a bin fire. And I'm nervous to say happy new year in case I jinx it, but let's have a new year. How's that sound?
A new year sounds good. I think 2020 might have been rock bottom, so there's only one way to go. Where's that to go?
Is it to the moon?
To the moon!
Straight to the moon!
Straight to the moon! That's the one!
Here is your wrestling news. Jon Moxley appears at Wrestle Kingdom Night 1. AEW reportedly sign a top indie star, and a SmackDown star reacts to WWE Twitter burial. We'll talk about it in a bit. So as we record this here news program, Wrestle Kingdom Night 1 is taking place in Japan. I point that way because apparently that is where Japan is. Apparently. I don't know. Jack and Owen are watching live. You can watch their reactions at twitch.tv/Cultaholic. It's already been quite a momentous day for New Japan, hasn't it, Andrew?
Oh, it most certainly has, Thomas. So, it seems as though Mr. Jonathan Moxley has done a taped promo saying that he's coming for the winner of Kenta versus Kojima, which is the winner of that gets a shot at the IWGP Championship.
Oh, Mox is coming back. Now, Tony Khan mentioned at the end of last year that Moxley wouldn't be involved with New Japan Wrestle Kingdom. You cheeky little tearaway. See what you did there, throwing us a little sort of lie. He's not there in person, he's there via tape. But this is the 1 year anniversary of Jon Moxley being the IWGP US champion. So happy anniversary to you, Mox, on 1 year as the champion. First reign was ended very shortly after it started, pretty much, because of travel issues following a typhoon. Normally, Japan have been pretty strict on if you don't make the show, whether you're ill or whatever, you vacate the title. Last year, I think they made exceptions.
Yeah.
Because the whole world caught fire last year. Are you excited to see Mox in New Japan once more, sir?
I am. He always has good matches. He's got a good style. It blends well with the sort of the Japanese style, the New Japan style. So whoever wins this, Kenta or Kojima, I'm kind of hoping it's Kenta, but don't tell Kojima. I think that'll be a fantastic match, no matter what. It's going to be incredible. I'm so excited to see him back. Yeah. What about yourself?
By the time, I can't wait. I can't wait. I think Jon Moxley takes it to a different gear when he's in New Japan. So any chance to see him work his craft in New Japan, I'm super excited for. As part of New Japan, whether it's part of New Japan Strong or as part of New Japan, of the main roster in New Japan, it's excellent. We obviously by the time you're watching this, you already know the outcome of Kenta and Kojima. If you don't, we're not going to tell you because, we don't want to spoil too much for you. But we will tell you two other big announcements that have come from Wrestle Kingdom Night 1. And the first one is one that is going to intrigue the bridge of Triple Jump and Cultaholic. That is Andrew Hodgkins. Andrew, what's the score here?
So apparently there is I think it was announced on commentary that there's going to be a New Japan game coming to mobular telephones. Hello?
I like how you call it a mobile telephone.
Yeah.
This newfangled communication. Now you can call your friends whether you're fishing out with the chums or in a bin where 2020 belongs. So a mobile game for New Japan by the looks of things. So this is a cool little announcement. We don't know any more about that, but also just moments before we started recording this video, they officially made another announcement that was speculated over the weekend. They've now confirmed it, that New Japan Pro Wrestling will hit TVs in UK and America very, very soon. They are very close to signing an English language television deal that will put New Japan in more homes in the West than ever. And this is great because we were talking about this before we started. And Andrew and I both say, we need to watch Strong more, don't we? The New Japan of America stuff. We need to watch it more, don't we?
Oh, without a doubt. It seems like such a shame not to watch that stuff because from everybody, whether it's like just people on Twitch telling me about how good New Japan is, or Mr. Richard Tubman in the office, big New Japan fan, like everyone always goes on about how incredible it is. And I've seen little bits here and there of certain things, and it is amazing. So I really do want to delve straight into that this year and get myself more familiar with the product of everything. So yeah.
Okada was chatting to Sports Illustrated ahead of Wrestle Kingdom Night 1, and he said some lovely things about fans, about wrestling, and also threw out a little bit of a dream scenario. He says, times are tough right now. I hope what we do will bring joy to everyone all over the world and give them enough strength and positivity to do their best the next day. When the world calms down, I would like to give back with other wrestling companies to all wrestling fans in the world who still support us, even in this current situation. New Japan, WWE, AEW, CMLL, AAA, all together. Sounds pretty cool, don't you think? Ooh. It's not happening, but let's pretend for a minute it is. Dream matches. I want to see Mojo Rawley versus Okada. Who doesn't?
What? Yes, please. That would be amazing. Oh.
Andrew, book the wonkiest New Japan WWE dream match that you can think of.
I want to see Kenta versus Robert Stone. Just book it.
Brilliant.
Do it. Why not? Just go for
it. It's money. Absolute money. Hit us below with the wonkiest WWE New Japan dream match you can think of. Not the best. I don't want to say, the best ones. No. I want the wonkiest. Go wild in the comments. Moving over to AEW, it looks like another top indie star is about to sign on Tony Khan's dotted line. Who are we talking about, Andrew?
We are talking about Mr. Brian Pillman Jr. Woohoo!
This is massive news. So Pillman has been doing loads with AEW lately, and nothing's been announced that he has signed, but there is a lot to read into the statement that Ohio Valley Wrestling put out. So as well as working for Major League Wrestling, Brian Pillman Jr. has been doing a lot of stuff for OVW. In fact, he's been the OVW Heavyweight Champion. What does the press release statement say from OVW, Lord Andrew?
Ooh, so it says, OVW Heavyweight Champion Brian Pillman Jr., effective immediately, will be vacating his OVW Heavyweight Championship. Because of his growing relationship with AEW, his obligations have grown to a point where he cannot maintain the responsibilities attached to the OVW Heavyweight Championship. While we at OVW are sad to see him go, we are also very happy for Brian Pillman Jr. on his continued success with AEW and wish him nothing but the best. Bless him.
So normally when a full-time deal gets signed, they have to sort of straighten up their obligations to the independent world. This sort of wraps up Pillman Jr.'s time with OVW, and I guess his time will come with MLW as well. But I feel like this has been on the cards for ages, Andrew, to see Brian Pillman Jr. officially AEW.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of things with, is it Griff Garrison? And is it the Varsity Blondes as well, his tag team?
Varsity Blondes.
And they seem to be doing really, really well recently too. I think maybe the most recent win they got was against Dark Order, perhaps on AEW Dark or something. And they're really good together. They've got really good chemistry. So
could be the start of a massive year for Brian Pillman Jr. in AEW. Well deserved as well. The guy's a talent. And finalamo, WWE has been ripping off Cultaholic. I am livid, Andrew. Absolutely livid. Oh, what's that, WWE on Fox? You're doing tier lists? Who do you think you are, Gary YouTube? So, have you seen these? They've been doing tier lists of the Raw and SmackDown rosters.
No, seriously.
Oh,
a copyright infringement. Be sending big old Vinnie Mac a letter straight through his door.
I'm sending Gary YouTube round with Gary YouTube and Gary YouTube to give him a right Gary YouTubing. But it's caused a little bit of bluster with one member of the SmackDown roster in particular. Mickie James, who was drafted over to SmackDown recently, has been put in F tier, which is the WWE equivalent of the get in the bin tier. Like, that's very mean.
It's not fair, is it? She's very, very good. And since she's come back, I feel like they haven't really given her the right opportunity to shine. So that's on WWE. get in the bin. Not Mickie James.
That's it. Like, it's okay. It's one thing for yahoos like us to do a tier list. We're Gary Nobodies over here. Like, for you, imagine, Andrew, if Pacitti did a Cultaholic tier list. And when he inevitably puts me in the bin tier, like how much you'd laugh, and like it's unheard, like it's cruel as. But Ryan Satin was the guy that wrote it, which we found out. Mickie James put out 2 tweets, actually, and a few other replies and stuff that addressed them. What did she say? What did she say, Andrew?
She said the only thing I've ever failed in was trigonometry. # true story. Also, who made this list anyway? And she @ WWE on Fox, and please have them contact my agent. Thank you. Oh. Ooh, and then she replies. I think she replies with, "It's okay. Apparently, y'all missed the memo. I'm a legend now. We shall say F is for fanciest, clearly," which I agree with. I think she's right there. "In the future, if my name hits your lips, make sure you put respect on it. That's all. Happy 2021, and I can't wait to see you on Monday. Bless her." Aww.
Oh, that's lovely. From now on, if you ever get an F, if you get an F in anything in 2021, it is for fanciest.
Definitely.
And it is nothing else. Andrew, if anybody ever gives you an F, 1, that makes you the fanciest.
Oh.
And 2, they're getting a right Gary YouTube. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.